This video is created by Nihar Dash from YouTube. This video is created by Nihar Dash from YouTube. 35 of the best strawberry varieties for home gardeners, written by Nihar Dash for public domain purpose only. A homegrown harvest of sweet summertime strawberries, warmed by the sun, is one of life's great pleasures. And there is a huge variety of cultivars out there, over 200 currently, for your fresh eating, jam making, and pie filling pleasure. We've put together a thorough roundup of 35 of what we believe to be the best types, with information on growing zones, growth habits, berry quality, disease resistance, and more. This will make it easier for you to pick the best strawberry cultivars for your location and gardening style. 1. AC Wendy vigorous early season Evangeline cross developed at the Kentville Research Station in Nova Scotia. AC Wendy is known for its runner production and high fruit yields. This variety isn't picky, it does well in full sun, and can be planted in both light and heavy soils. A close-up of bright red, ripe strawberries fading to soft focus in the background. Conical to wedge-shaped large fruits ripen early on this cold-tolerant June-bearing variety, which thrives in zones 4 to 8. The berries have a firm texture and are known for holding up well to freezer storage after harvest. But since they produce their white flowers early, this also means there's a potential for frost damage. Be sure to protect your crops in the case of a late freeze. A close-up of the AC Wendy variety of bright red fruits. AC Wendy vigorous growers with a prostrate habit, a mature height of 12 inches, and a spread of 24 to 36 inches. These plants are moderately resistant to powdery mildew and red stele fungal disease, but they are susceptible to verticillium wilt and angular leaf spot. 2. Albion. These day neutral sweeties have a high sugar content, and they're sure to please in terms of flavor. A cross of Diamante and Cal 94.161 developed at the University of California and released in 2006, Albion produces long conical fruit with a firm texture. A top-down close-up of an Albion plant growing in a terracotta pot with flat green leaves set on a white surface. Resistant to verticillium wilt, Phytophthora crown rot, and Anthracnose crown rot. This type is known for producing high yields of 1 to 3 pints of fruit per plant. Albion does best if grown in full sun in zones 4 to 8, though some claim there's some wiggle room here, expanding that range to zones 3 to 9. Fragrant white flowers are attractive to pollinators. A close-up of a plastic basket containing the bright red fruits of the Albion variety. Albion with a mounded growth habit, height of 12 inches, and spread of 24 to 36 inches at maturity. 500 chill hours are required for good yields. With a moderate to fast growth rate, expect 90 days to harvest. 3. All-Star, a reliable cultivar developed by the USDA and plant breeders at the University of Maryland. This cross of US 4419 and MDVS 3184 was first released in 1981. A close-up of the All-Star variety of strawberry, ripe and unripe fruit still on the vine set on a dark soil surface, fading to soft focus in the background. All-Star, or All-Star, has white flowers and large fruit with a sweet and mild flavor. A firm texture means your harvest will hold up well to freezer storage. This mid-season June-bearing variety is highly resistant to red stele and moderately resistant to verticillium wilt. It can even be planted in clay or sandy soils. A close-up of a wooden container with red ripe All-Star strawberries set on a green lawn. All-Star plants are suited to zone 6 to 8, where they will grow to a height of about 10 inches with a spread of 18 inches. 4. Alpine Alexandrian heirloom. Alpine type Alexandria is a cultivar of F. vesca. It produces white flowers and teeny tiny berries known for their delicious and distinct flavor and texture. A close-up of the bright green leaves of the Alpine Alexandria plant growing in the garden with small white flowers and bright green leaves, pictured in light sunshine on a soft focus background. High-yielding, runnerless, everbearing plants are happiest with some room to spread out, at least 18 inches between plants, and this type is also suited to growing as a ground cover. Grow it in containers if you don't want it to spread. A close-up of a hand holding 2 tiny bright red strawberries of the Alpine Alexandria variety with bright green foliage and unripe fruit in the background. Alpine Alexandria planted in full sun to partial shade in zone 6 to 8, you can expect this type to reach a height of 8 to 10 inches. 5. Alpine Yellow Wonder. Looking for something a little different? How about strawberries that ripen to a pale yellow color known for their gourmet flavor? and an aroma reminiscent of pineapple. These tiny treats are less attractive to birds than their red counterparts, so there's sure to be plenty of fruit left on the plant for you when harvest time rolls around. This everbearing F-Besca cultivar produces white flowers and is known for its high yields of small berries that are easy to pick from their stems. A close-up of a hand holding Alpine yellow wonder fruits, which are yellow with darker yellow spots. Alpine yellow wonder does best in full sun in zones 6 to 8. It has a prostrate growth habit, height of 8 to 10 inches at maturity, and a spread of 14 to 18 inches. 6. Alpine white soul. Not only does this F-Besca cultivar boast a ghostly white color when ripe, it has an unusual flavor as well. Some say these taste like tropical fruit, others note hints of grape or rose. If you've tried them before, please let us know in the comments what you think they taste like. You won't need to worry about protecting your crops with netting, since birds won't typically go after the colorless fruits, but you may want to lay out some shade covers to prevent sunburn. A close-up of a ripe fruit of the Alpine white soul strawberry plant hanging on the plant with light green foliage fading to soft focus in the background. Alpine white soul. These vigorous everbearing plants produce white flowers, and they do best in full sun in zone 6 to 8. They have a prostrate growth habit, with a height of 8 to 10 inches at maturity, and a spread of 14 to 18 inches. Plants are available from Berried. 7. Berries Galore Pink Hybrid mature in 75 days. This hybrid everbearing variety produces sweet, medium-sized, pinkish-red fruit that can typically be harvested every 3 days or so throughout the season. A close-up of a hanging basket containing a strawberry plant of the Berries Galore variety with bright green foliage and small developing fruits. To the bottom right of the frame is a circular logo in black text. Berries Galore Pink Hybrid. This type is hardy in zones 5 to 9 with large early pink flowers. It has a height of 6 to 12 inches at maturity and a spread of 18 inches. 8. Camarison Early Mid-Season June Bearing Cultivar. Camarosa does well in warmer climates. In fact, this type is well adapted to Southern California in particular, and other hot areas at low latitudes. Large and flat wedge-shaped fruits, similar to those you'll often see at the grocery store, have a firm texture and good flavor. A cross of Douglas and Cal 85.281 to 605, bred at the University of California and released in 1992. It's a relatively heat-tolerant variety, but best grown in zones 5 to 8. A close-up of the red ripe fruit of the Camarosa variety pictured in bright sunshine. Camarosa produces white flowers and loves full sun. Mature plants reach a height of 10 to 12 inches with a spread of 8 to 12 inches and a prostrate growth habit. 9. Chandlera Mid-Season June Bearing Cultivar. Chandler produces firm, large, flavorful berries with that classic conical shape that you know and love. Best suited to full sun conditions in zones 5 to 8. This cultivar has a prostrate growth habit with a mature height of 6 to 8 inches and a spread of 12 to 18 inches. Bred at the University of California and released in 1983, this is a cross between Douglas and Cal 72.361 to 105. A close-up of the bright red ripe fruit of the Chandler variety of strawberries. Chandler produces good yields in southern states, and it is adaptable to eastern regions of the U.S. as well. It has white flowers, and it's also worth noting that this cultivar is susceptible to anthracnose disease. 10. Charlotte. You will appreciate multiple harvests of sweet berries from June through first frost in the fall with this everbearing variety, even during the heat of the summer. And pollinators love the magenta pink flowers. This cultivar has good cold tolerance and is tolerant of mites and powdery mildew as well. A French cross between Mara des Bois and Cal 19. Charlotte is a vigorous grower that does best in full sun in zones 3 to 8. Charlotte. It reaches a mature height of 8 to 10 inches with a spread of 8 to 12 inches. 500 chill hours are required for good yields, and you can expect 75 days to harvest. 11. Delisnetworthy is the first strawberry to be chosen as an All-America Selections winner back in 2016. This type is great for growing in containers. Very sweet, medium-sized conical berries grow on strong stems, so they won't fall off before they're ripe. This everbearing hybrid produces white flowers. Best suited to full sun locations in zones 3 to 8, this cultivar has a mounding habit, with a height and spread of 10 to 24 inches. 12 Delissimo. If you're looking for fruit that's ready for harvest early in the season right through to early fall, Delissimo does not disappoint. A black plastic container containing ripe red Delissimo strawberries pictured close up. Delissimo with small, white flowers. This compact everbearing variety has a mounding habit, and it's known for high yields of fruit with a sweet flavor. Grow it in full sun in zones 3 to 8. Plants have a height and spread of 10 to 24 inches at maturity. 13 Earliglo. Possibly the earliest cultivar to produce a harvest during the growing season, Earliglo is an early season June-bearing variety. It produces high yields of sweet, medium-sized, cone-shaped berries with a firm texture, so they'll hold up to processing and freezing. A close-up of a ripe red fruit of the Earliglo strawberry variety set on a wooden surface on a soft focus background. With a height of 12 inches and a spread of 24 to 36 inches at maturity, and a prostrate growth habit, this cultivar grows best in full sun in zones 4 to 8. With excellent resistance to red stell and moderate resistance to root rot and verticillium wilt, this type is regarded as a good option for beginners. Fragrant white flowers are attractive to pollinators, and it has a mounded habit. A close-up of a white bowl containing bright red Earliglo strawberries in light sunshine. Earliglo for the best harvest, 500 chill hours are required. Berry size tends to decrease as the season progresses. 14 Elan. A late-season everbearing variety that produces yields from July to October. Shiny biconical berries are known for being easy to pick. The calyx breaks easily when fruits are ripe. A close-up of Elan strawberries growing in the garden, with bright red ripe fruit, alongside light white unripe fruits. The background is foliage in soft focus. Another F1 hybrid, Elan grows true to seed, and has white flowers. A close-up of a glass bowl containing the ripe fruit of the Elan strawberry variety. Elan grow these vigorous plants in full sun in zones 5 to 8. You can expect a height of 8 to 10 inches and spread of 14 to 18 inches at maturity, with a prostrate growth habit. 15 Eversweet. With cone-shaped berries that are particularly flavorful, this cultivar is known for being exceptionally heat-tolerant. A close-up of one bright red ripe Eversweet strawberry set on a straw malt surface with one small unripe fruit to the left, fading to soft focus in the background. In fact, it was bred specifically for growing in the southeastern U.S. Expect the best yields in full sun locations in zones 5 to 8. It does well in containers in small spaces, and is even known for producing quality fruit in its first year. Two hands cupping 3 bright red, ripe Eversweet fruits. This everbearing variety has white flowers, and plants reach a height of 12 to 16 inches with an equal spread at maturity. Eversweet ear and disease resistant, it has no chill hour requirements and a prostrate growth habit. Expect 90 days to harvest. 1682. If you just can't get enough strawberries throughout the growing season, you can expect 3 crops of flavorful fruit in the spring, summer, and fall with this day-neutral cultivar. Developed by Edward Vinson Limited in the UK and released in 2006, this cross of Everglade and J92D12 is best grown in full sun in zones 4 to 8. EV2 is less sensitive to warm summer temperatures than other day-neutral varieties that may produce a smaller summertime harvest with a prostrate growth habit. In fact, it's known for producing one of the highest yields of all the day-neutral cultivars. A close-up of the red ripe EV2 strawberry set on a wicker surface. EV2. This type produces white flowers. Expect a mature height of 12 to 15 inches and a spread of 12 to 24 inches. 17 Flavorfest. A mid-season June-bearing variety developed by the USDA's Agriculture Research Service in Beltsville, Maryland and released in 2012. This one's big on flavor with high yields of large, plump berries. A close-up of a small white flower with a yellow center with foliage in soft focus in the background. Vigorous plants with white flowers are known for responding well to propagation, and they're resistant to red stell and resistant or tolerant of most stem and leaf diseases known to plague strawberries. Flavorfest is not susceptible to anthracnose crown and fruit rot. Grown in full sun in containers or beds, Flavorfest has a prostrate growth habit with a height and spread of 12 to 16 inches at maturity. It's best suited to the mid-Atlantic and northeastern regions of the U.S. in zones 4 to 7. A close-up of a blue bowl containing the red fruits of the Flavorfest strawberries. Flavorfest for the best yields, 600 chill hours are required, with only 30 days to harvest. 18 Galletta. Super hardy and vigorous cultivar that's particularly disease resistant. This option is excellent for organic gardeners. You won't have to worry about black root rot, black vine weevils, or red stell with Galletta. And it can be grown in heavy soil as well. An Earliglow and NCH 8722 cross developed by Jim Ballington at North Carolina State University and released in 2010. This is an early season June-bearing cultivar with white flowers and large, firm, aromatic berries. A close-up of the Galletta strawberries growing on the plant set on a straw background. Galletta best in zones 4 to 7 in full sun, particularly in the Piedmont and mountain regions of North Carolina. You can expect a height and spread of 12 to 16 inches at maturity and a prostrate growth habit. 19 Grande Berried Treasure Reed with stunning rose-colored semi-double flowers, trailing runners, and medium-sized red berries. This is an excellent option for containers. A close-up of a Grande Berried Treasure with bright red flowers and developing fruits with green foliage in the background in soft focus. Grow it in full sun in zones 4 to 9. You can expect a height of 12 to 16 inches and spread of 18 to 24 inches at maturity. A close-up of a metal colander with bright red Grande Berried Treasure strawberries spilling out onto a wooden surface with bright red flowers in the background. Grande Berried Treasure Reed. This type has a mounded habit, no chill hour requirements, and you can expect about 28 days to harvest. 20 Hanoi. This cultivar was developed at Cornell University by plant breeders at the New York State Agricultural Experiment Station, NICES, and released in 1979. A cross of vibrant and holiday, it was a top seller for decades and remains popular among growers today. A close-up of the ripe fruits of the Hanoi strawberries with bright green tops still attached. Early mid-season June-bearing plants produce white flowers and very high yields of medium-sized, bright red berries. These are known for their relatively firm texture and for holding their color in processing, so they're great for home canning. Grow Hanoi in full sun in zones 3 to 9. This type is relatively adaptable, but it does best when planted in loamy, light soil and makes a lovely addition to raised beds. You can expect a maximum height of 8 to 10 inches with a spread of 12 inches. A close-up of a wooden container with the red fruit of the Hanoi variety spilling out onto a blue surface. Hanoi. Unfortunately, this cultivar does not exhibit any particular types of soil disease resistance, and it is susceptible to black root rot. 21 Jewel. Producing large, juicy, wedge-shaped berries with a solid red hue inside and out. Jewel berries are known for freezing well, and harvested fruit resists rotting in storage. This late mid-season June-bearing variety has fruit that's easy to pick, with a low-growing prostrate habit, a max height of 12 inches, and a spread of 24 to 36 inches. Developed at Cornell NICES and released in 1985, Jewel is a cross of Senga Singana and NYE58 with holiday. Best grown in full sun in zones 4 to 8, plants are moderately winter hardy. This cultivar is susceptible to leaf spot, red stell, powdery mildew, black root rot, and verticillium wilt. A close-up of a wicker basket containing jewel fruits, surrounded by green foliage, with a white flower to the right of the frame, pictured in bright sunshine on a soft focus background. Jewel. It's not the toughest variety out there, but with a little extra TLC, you'll love its pinkish white flowers and tasty fruit. Provide 500 chill hours for best yields, and expect 75 days to harvest. 22 Mara Des Bois. This is a day-neutral French variety first introduced by plant breeder Jacques Marionnet in 1991, a cross between Gento and Asara with red gauntlet and corona that's great for growing in containers or raised beds. You'll love the small to medium-sized, sweet, conical berries that this cultivar produces. Yields are sure to be plentiful from June until first frost, if grown in full sun in zones 4 to 8. In fact, this type is sometimes said to be the most flavorful and aromatic of all cultivars. A close-up of the ripe fruit of the Mara Des Bois' variety still attached to the plant with bright green foliage, set on a gray surface. Mara Des Bois has a prostrate habit and produces white flowers, with a mature height of 12 to 15 inches and spread of 12 to 24 inches. 24 Montanet's extra large, showy white flowers are attractive to pollinators, and trailing runners bearing conical, medium-sized fruits make this hybrid cultivar excellent for containers and hanging baskets. With a compact mounding habit, this everbearing variety can reach a height and spread of 10 to 24 inches, if given the room. Growth is fast once this cultivar becomes established. A close-up of a terracotta pot containing a Montana strawberry plant growing in the kitchen with fruit hanging over the side of the pot, white flowers at the top of the plant, and bred in a white bowl to the right of the frame. Montana does best in full sun in zones 3 to 8. Expect 75 days to harvest and provide 500 chill hours for the best yields. 25 Ozark Beauty, developed by J.B. Wynn in Arkansas and released in 1955, this best-selling cultivar is a cross between Red Ridge and 20th Century. With a large initial yield of extra large, sweet, and juicy fruit, berries have a uniform shape and can grow up to 4 inches in size. Smaller harvests followed throughout the growing season. This everbearing variety is a vigorous grower that's resistant to leaf spot and leaf scorch. But on the other hand, Ozark Beauty is susceptible to red stell, verticillium wilt, and anthracnose. Expect a height of 6 to 8 inches and spread of 12 to 24 inches at maturity. You can grow this type in full sun in zones 4 to 8, or push your luck and give it a try in zones 3 and 9. This cultivar is known for being highly adaptable. It is well suited to northern climates and locations at a higher elevation in the south. It's also very cold hardy, if well cared for, reportedly able to survive low temperatures of -30 F. A close-up of the red fruit of the Ozark Beauty strawberry cultivar, set on a wooden surface, fading to soft focus in the background. Ozark Beauty. Since this cultivar loves the cold, it's not surprising that 1,000 chill hours are required for the best yields. With a mounded habit, Ozark Beauty requires 90 days to harvest, and white, fragrant flowers are attractive to pollinators. 26 Purple Wonder strawberries are red, and sometimes white, occasionally yellow, and maybe even a little pinkish. Right, well, get ready because this is the first ever purple variety. A close-up of the dark red, almost purple fruit of the Purple Wonder variety, set on a wooden surface, with foliage in soft focus in the background. Purple Wonder is a June-bearing type bred by Courtney Weber at Cornell University and released in 2012. The sweet and flavorful berries are a standout with their bold, deep color that appears throughout the fruit, inside and out. Best grown in full sun in zones 4 to 8 with a prostrate growth habit, Purple Wonder will reach a mature height of 8 to 12 inches and spread of 10 to 12 inches. A close-up of the fruit of the Purple Wonder strawberry cultivar in a yellow ceramic bowl set on a wooden surface. Purple Wonder. These don't produce many runners, and they're excellent for growing in containers. 27 Ruby Ann. If you're a fan of huge yields, and your aim is to grow your berries in hanging baskets, give this cultivar a try. A close-up of the Ruby Ann flower, with bright pink petals in the yellow center, pictured in bright sunshine on a soft focus background. Ruby Ann is a looker, with large, deep red flowers and bountiful ruby red fruit on trailing runners. Best grown in zones 3 to 8, this everbearing cultivar has a mounding habit, and it does best in full sun. A close-up of a black pot, containing a Ruby Ann strawberry cultivar, with bright red flowers and fruit hanging over the side of the container. The pot is set on a blue wooden surface in the kitchen with bread on a chopping board to the right of the frame. Ruby Ann. Expect a height and spread at maturity of 10 to 24 inches. 28 Rutgers Scarlet, a June-bearing variety named for the university breeding program from whence it came and released in 2015. This Jersey type is juicy with a particularly delicious sweet tart flavor, and it was solely developed for fresh picking. Best in zones 5 to 8, with a mounding habit in white flowers, grow Rutgers Scarlet in full sun for the best yields. A close-up of a Rutgers Scarlet fruit, set on a wooden surface, on a bright soft focus background. Rutgers Scarlet. You can expect this type to reach a height of 8 to 10 inches and spread of 10 to 24 inches at maturity. 29 Seascape, high-yielding day-neutral plant that does well in a variety of soil types. Seascape has a prostrate habit with large, conical, bright red berries that weigh about 2 ounces each. A close-up of a wooden bowl containing the red fruit of the Seascape variety in a wooden bowl, with green foliage in the background, set on a rustic wooden surface. Developed at the University of California and released in 1991, peak production for this cross between Selva and Douglas can be expected in August and September. But according to Berried, Seascape will start fruiting about 3 months after you get it in the ground, regardless of what date you choose to plant. Heat tolerant and very resistant to disease, this cultivar does best in full sun in zones 4 to 8, and it's known as a favorite among growers in California and the northeastern regions of the U.S. It is moderately susceptible to leaf rot. A close-up, top-down picture of a wooden bowl containing the bright red ripe fruit of the Seascape strawberry cultivar, set on a wooden surface. Seascape with a height and spread of 12 inches by 23 to 36 inches. This type will also do well in containers, and fragrant white flowers are attractive to pollinators. You can expect 90 days to harvest, and 500 chill hours are required. 30 Sweet Charlie bred at the University of Florida Gulf Coast Research and Education Center with growers in the southern states in mind. This June-bearing early-season cultivar is known for its high yields of super sweet and flavorful medium-sized berries with a firm texture. A bright green plastic planting pot containing a Sweet Charlie plant with ripe and unripe strawberries hanging down the side. To the right and left are pots containing different herbs on a bright background. Expect 1 to 2 pints of fruit per plant, with larger berries produced at the beginning of the season. Sweet Charlie is also known to provide a second crop of large fruit at the very end of the season in some years. These vigorous plants have a prostrate growth habit, and with a height of 12 inches and spread of 12 to 20 inches at maturity, they can be grown in containers. Best planted in full sun in zones 5 to 8. Sweet Charlie is a cross of Florida 80 to 856 and Pajaro. A close-up background picture of bright red Sweet Charlie strawberries. Sweet Charlie highly resistant to Collectotrichum acutum anthracnose fruit rot. This cultivar is also resistant to Phomopsis fruit rot, crown rot, two-spotted spider mites, and powdery mildew. But unfortunately, this type is susceptible to leaf blight and botrytis fruit rot. 31 Sweet Kiss high summertime yields with large wedge-shaped berries on small plants. Yes, please. A close-up of a large tall terracotta pot containing a trailing green plant of the Sweet Kisses variety with soil in the background. Sweet Kisses is perfect for growing in containers in full sun in zones 5 to 8. A close-up of a single red fruit of the Sweet Kisses strawberry cultivar, with green foliage surrounding it on a soft focus background. Sweet Kiss with a prostrate habit, this everbearing cultivar maxes out at 10 inches in height, usually somewhere closer to 6 to 8 inches, with a spread of 12 to 16 inches. 32 Toscana standout known for its fruit as well as its flowers. This everbearing variety from Dutch breeding company Abseeds has tons of ornamental value, with deep rose-colored flowers, a lush prostrate habit, and sweet, small, dark red fruit. A close-up of the Toscana strawberry plant with bright pink flowers set against bright green foliage with water droplets on the leaves. Toscana was a winner of the 2011 Forostar Award granted by Foroselect. And this F1 hybrid is frost-tolerant and great for self-sowing. Planted in containers or hanging baskets, in full sun or partial shade, to decorate your outdoor space in zones 4 to 9. A close-up of a white ceramic bowl containing Toscana strawberries, set on a wooden chopping board with a glass of orange juice in the background. Toscana expect a mature height of 8 to 12 inches and spread of 12 to 16 inches. 33 Tristan another cultivar with equally impressive ornamental and edible value. Tristan has deep rose-colored blooms and bright red berries. A close-up of a Tristan plant with bright green foliage, a small pink flower and ripening strawberries with soil in the background. These compact everbearing plants are known for being plagued with few problems, so they're great for beginners. And kids will delight in harvesting their own sweet, homegrown berries. Best grown in full sun in zones 5 to 8. This type features a prostrate growth habit. A close-up of the freshly harvested fruit of the Tristan strawberry cultivar, with a bright pink flower at the top of the frame. Tristan with a mature height of 8 to 10 inches and spread of 14 to 18 inches. Tristan is perfect for growing in containers as well as beds. 34 White Pinneberry. You have probably seen photos of these floating around the internet, and they're not a hoax. In fact, white pineberries are becoming incredibly popular among growers today. A close-up of the harvested fruits of the pineberry strawberry plant, which are creamy white with small pink spots, in a glass bowl set on a pink checked surface. Dutch breeder Hans de Jong developed this type from French source stock, and it was released in 2009. Known for their white color and red seeds, F. virginiana excellence's white pineberry is almost like an inside-out, or photo-negative version of your typical strawberry. Deer resistant, this unique cultivar is aromatic with a mild pineapple flavor, and it produces white flowers. No chill hours are required, and you can expect your first harvest in the second year. Since they are only partially self-pollinating, another cultivar, such as quinault, are often also included with purchase to cross-pollinate and increase yields. Even though these two types differ in appearance, they won't develop hybridized fruit. Just keep in mind that seeds planted from either variety will not grow true to seed if they were cross-pollinated. White pineberry and Quinault both are everbearing, vigorous varieties that produce lots of unrooted runners, so they're great for hanging planters, and Quinault produces red fruit. Grow white pineberry in full sun in zones 5 to 8 and expect a mature height of 10 inches. 35 Whopper. If you're looking for an impressively large strawberry, you've come to the right place. Whopper produces berries that rival peaches in size, and these plants are extremely hardy and eager to multiply. Square image of two hens holding a peach and a Whopper strawberry to compare their size. Whopper, like some of the other larger cultivars, these are known for being sweet and juicy because, as we all know, size isn't the only thing that matters when it comes to homegrown fruit. This June-bearing cultivar is disease-resistant, hardy in zones 5 to 10 with a mature height of 8 to 10 inches and spread of 8 to 12 inches. With a medium growth rate, plants produce white flowers, and you can expect yields of 1 to 3 pints of fruit per plant.